In this video, I'll show you how I cook rice. So you need a pot, obviously, that's big enough. I washed and put in a strainer to drip dry a little 2.5 cups of rice. And I boiled 5 cups of water. So you always have double the amount of water to the amount of rice. I don't put any salt in the rice, but if you use the rice just by its own and without any vegetables or without any soups, anything to that, then you can also add some water to it. So I'll turn on the gas. And because I washed the rice in this pot, I let it dry out a little. So I turn it over, because otherwise when the ghee goes in, and it will spatter around. Always use hot water when you cook, or not when you start cooking, but when you add water into a dish that is already on the boil. Otherwise, the cooking process is interrupted, and it needs to start again from fresh, heat up, and this slowing down and this interruption in general also impacts then the quality of whatever you're cooking. Yeah? It has that same quality to it, and without it increases butter a little bit. So I let that melt. It needs to be liquid, so the ghee that you're using, always have it in liquid form. If you take it like the one that you take in the morning, or anything that you cook with it. So first let it heat up. So what you can do at this stage here, you can add, for example, a few cumin seeds to that. That makes the rice more digestible. And the cumin seeds, they go into the ghee and they release the oils that they have to them. So this is now hot enough. Don't want it super hot. Strain it a little more. Give it a few shakes. So ideal is you leave it for 15-20 minutes, then the rice has the chance to dry out a little more. So you can see there's not much water in here, and the rice absorbs quite a bit of water in that process. Now we need to stir it. When you stir, use clockwise direction. Stir slowly. And we want to stir and keep the rice without the water in that first stage until it becomes translucent. So you will see it absorbs more and more the ghee. Then the heat dries the rice and sort of sautés it a little. If you have only one portion, obviously this is a bit faster, but this one here, it will take a few minutes to in between. You can also leave it, but don't go away, do something else. You don't want it to burn, so stay with it. Just let the heat do its job for a moment. Crackles away. What you also can do at that early stage, where I said you can put the cumin seeds in, If you want to add other seeds or nuts into that to make a pilau rice with finely chopped vegetables, I can put cashews in, peppercorns, cloves, cinnamon, which is a nice winter dish as well. Then you can have that at a very early stage. Then when the spices are all and the nuts, when they are a little bit more brown and the spices, they have released their oils, then put the vegetables in to saute them a little, put the rice in, and then you are here at that stage. You can see now, maybe here as well, that it is slightly more sticking to the bottom, which is great. We want to have that. And it comes closer now to the consistency that we want to have. We want to have it moving around with ease in the pot, so no sticking. And you can see these grains, they slowly separate from each other. So this stickiness of the rice that it has more this kappa qualities, right? And when you saute it in a ghee to start off with, then it loses a little bit the sticky qualities, and now it goes where we want to have it. So it moves easy through the pot. It changes its color a little as well, from this bright white to slightly more yellowish. Not yellowish, let's say beige. Yellow is probably too much. So now it gets more and more to the point where we want to have that. Let's go right down with a wooden spoon to the bottom of the pot. Collect them again from the sides as well. Now we're getting very close to it. I have it on high flame. The flame that I use here is a little smaller. It's just a better positioning for the video. Otherwise, if you have it on a higher flame, then don't put it on a very high heat. Keep it so that it is slightly more sort of medium, because you don't want to burn the rice. So now it's still, I can see it for a few more moments, but it's very close to where I want to be. And you can see it moves, the grains, they don't separate completely, but they are more willing to separate when before, when it was in this wetter state. Yeah. So the stickiness goes slightly, which is good. And that makes it also easier to digest for more kappa dominant or kappa imbalances. Okay, so now it moves very, very smooth across the bottom. You can see, yeah? So that's nice. Now we want to put the water on. So I boiled the water beforehand. I'll give it just a little more temperature so that it really boils. Okay, so now you can see very, very smooth. The rice moves about with ease and not as one mass anymore. Okay, so now we put the water on. It's hot water, so it will splatter a little bit first, so that it doesn't splatter into your face. Yeah, so do it slow. Okay, so I measured 5 cups, so I put all of that in. And now I let it boil. So it goes. So I stir it, that there's nothing is stuck at the bottom now, which is great. And then we leave the lid open and let it cook now. So I need to put the extractor fan on for a moment. So that's the way. Double the amount of water to the rice, and then let it boil. And you can also let it boil now at that stage a little faster. So I put it on a faster fire. You want to boil it all the way down until it is. You can see the rice, and then you cover it, and then turn it on a very low, and then it absorbs the water more, and it completes its cooking process. And when you have double the amount of water to rice, then it should be ideal, right? The rice should be cooked. It's not too sticky, it's not too loose, and it is cooked through. That's important. You don't want to have any al dente rice. You want to have it completely boiled. And it cooks fairly fast. So the washing and draining acts a little bit as soaking as well. So like I said, the rice absorbs water, and then when we come into this drying it out again and making the rice less sticky with the ghee. And then cooking it. So some people cook the rice just as it is, and with maybe lots of water, and then when the rice is properly cooked, then they strain it, put it back in the pot, put the lid on, and let it dry out a little. That's another way to do it. Or you can also steam the rice. So this is a good way, like I mentioned, for kapha dominant people in either for you or in your household. You can steam it or boil it. That would be then more appropriate or more beneficial for vata, because vata, it has the dry quality to it, and it needs that. It needs the moistness of the rice, and pitta as well. It can better is with steam, because pitta has the oily quality to it as well, and with the ghee, then for some it can be a bit too much. I like it, so you have to see what works best for you. So now it comes fairly close already to the rice. It's bubbling away. When we come to that next stage where we close the lid and turn the heat down, if you notice then, or when you check just before it is supposed to be cooked, that there's a little bit of water missing, then put some more boiling water in. Just a little, always do just a little at the time, rather a few times that you top up. But usually, this 1 to 2 is a really good ratio that does the job in the first place. So you can see here is already the rice, so we are very close. And when you see here, it is very starchy. So rice is, although it is a really good staple grain for us, but it is also a little bit not so easy to digest. So I put it here now. It slows down. You can see now that the rice on this side here. I turn the pot. You see the rice a bit more visible. And now I put the lid on. And turn it all the way down. And then it cooks, it finishes it cooking slowly. So I'm going to check now. You see it has a little hole where the water drains down through. I take a corn or two, and you can see you don't even need to try it, so it goes in between your fingers. And you can also hear it's quite quiet, so most of the water is gone. I'll switch it off now, and then usually you leave it for about 10 minutes to rest, and in those 10 minutes the water, the remaining water gets absorbed, and then the rice is ready for you to eat. Okay, hope you found that useful. Let me know how you cook your rice, and also once you cook rice, take a photo and put it in the Facebook group. Okay, thank you. So you can inspire others then as well. Thank you, and see you soon.